At this time, I'd like to open the Administrative Services Committee meeting for Monday, August 7th, 2017. Please call the roll.
Councilor Robert Corradino.
Here.
Councilor Van Buren.
Here.
Councilor Reynolds.
Here.
Councilor Walker.
Here.
Councilor Emmons.
Here.
At this time, I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the July 17th, 2017 committee meeting.
Make a motion.
Second.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor Van Buren.
Yes.
Councilor Reynolds.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Emmons.
Yes.
Under old business, is there any old business to discuss? Yes, Council.
I have some old business. I just want to take a little minute to let everybody know that it is Old Timers Day here in the council chambers. I just wanted everybody to give a nice round of applause for former Councilor Mike Todd.
Did he get to throw out the first pitch or something?
I wish we had a first pitch to throw at, Councilor. Oh, no. It is Library Board Member Becker's birthday today, which is aptly appropriate under old business. 'Cause Miles is certainly old. Yeah. Because I know, because he consistently asked me where I was in 66, which was the year my mother was born. So, we know that I was nowhere to be found.
I'm 69, and I'll tell you what, I'll make 70 and 80 now.
I bet you will.
Be prepared.
Yeah, well, I'll be back to dedicate that seat in your name as soon as you're gone. So,
Well, are we done?
that's old business. We're
Okay,
good.
that was under old business. Any other old business to discuss? Seeing none, let's move on to new business under authorization. Item number 1, the engineer's office requests approval of change order number 5 for the general contract with Marcellus Construction Company Incorporated for the combined sewer separation, second 25% in the amount of $0 for additional work for unforeseen conditions. Mr. Johnson, would you like to give us a brief synopsis here?
These were changes that were required, to keep the project moving forward at a particular rate. We had to rent what they call a frac tank for that stores some spoiled water in it that we had to have tested, DEC requirement. There was a duct work that was in a way, concrete duct bank, and a broken water service. Miscellaneous things, and they added up, and this change order has come off the miscellaneous expense.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, thank you. I see the supporting paperwork that is attached here, and that pretty much explains it all. Any other comments or questions from the council?
Make a motion.
Seeing none? Motion?
Second.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor Van Buren.
Yes.
Councilor Reynolds.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Emmons.
Yes.
Item number 2, Tory DeCare, Police Chief, requests permission to send up to 3 recruit police officers to a police training basic course for police officers at the Black River/St. Lawrence Valley Police Academy in Watertown, New York, beginning September 18, 2017. Chief?
Thank you, Chairman. As you know, we have to train our police officers in the basic course for police, which is the police academy, followed by a 14 to 16-week field training program. This accomplishes the classroom portion, which is about 25 weeks. Travel will be back and forth daily to Watertown using a city vehicle.
Questions for the chief? Seeing none, have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor Van Buren.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Reynolds.
Yes.
Councilor Emmons.
Yes.
Thank you, Chief. Item number 3, Randall Griffin, Fire Chief, requests permission to send 1 member of the Oswego Fire Department personnel to the following courses. Fire Sprinkler Systems Workshop to be held in Montour Falls, New York, September 25th to the 26th, 2017. And Fire Alarm Systems Workshop to be held in Montour Falls, New York, September 27th to the 28th. Chief, are you here? This is pretty straightforward. I think the documentation explained everything. Anybody have any questions on this one? Seeing none, have a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor Van Buren.
Yes.
Councilor Reynolds.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Emmons.
Yes.
You know
Motion
if I'm going-
passes 5-0.
Let me know if I'm going too fast for you.
No, you're not. I'm trying to keep up.
Don't want to ruin your first day on the job.
Okay, well, that might have already been done.
Item number 4, Thomas Kells, DPW Commissioner, requests a budget amendment to the water fund account F.8240.0410 for materials and supplies needed to install a new 8-inch water main on State Route 48 between Munn Street and O'Brien Glenway in the amount of $97,125. Mr. Kells?
Counselors, what this is the water line that's there is very old, and it actually does not meet O'Brien Glenway. And by us doing this, it'll make a loop so we do not have bad water in that area. Pretty much it.
Well, as the counselor in that ward, I happen to know that there have been some issues with water, so I'm happy to see that you're addressing that. Any other comments or concerns? Seeing none, can I have a motion? Make a motion.
Second.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Item number 5, Thomas Kells, DPW Commissioner, requests a budget amendment to the water fund account F.8340.0410 for the purchase of materials and supplies needed to install a new 8-inch water main on West 4th Street between Erie Street and Niagara Street in the amount of $58,079. Commissioner?
Counselor, just like the last one, same thing. This line is actually an old 3-inch line, and it's quite plugged, and they've had a lot of problems with water in that area. So this would create a loop so we do not have to flush it and have bad water.
One quick question. The line you're replacing, the 3-inch line, is that galvanized or copper?
Actually, I believe it's an old ductile iron. It's definitely not
Wouldn't be
copper.
copper. Sure. Okay, thanks. Any other comments? Yes. Councilman?
Oh, no, I just wanted to thank the commissioner and Bob Johnson, the engineer. I received calls on this way back in the spring, and it's been a work in progress. I really appreciate it, and I know the residents are going to appreciate it as well.
Any other comments, concerns? Seeing none, can I have a motion?
Second.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Item number 6, Carolyn Anderson, Animal Control Officer, requests permission to accept a donation from Noel Riley Hegarty and Mary and Peter Smith on behalf of the late Thomas Halpin in the amount of $1,356.
Hi. We actually received this donation in the mail, and I was not expecting it. From what I understand, Tom Halpin was a cat lover, so I think some of it came from his family, and but it was a nice surprise.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can I have a motion?
Second.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Item number 7, Carolyn Anderson, Animal Control Officer, requests permission for a transfer in the amount of $8,000 from the contingent account A.1990.0460 to the Animal Control Contracted Services account A.3510.0450 to cover the cost of nuisance wildlife trapping services in the city of Oswego for the 2017 trapping season.
As many of you are aware, we are having a crazier than usual skunk season. We're getting dozens of complaints. Just today, I think we had 6 calls and requests for trapping alone. Hopefully, if we can hire a trapper to help us out with this, I'm hoping that once we get into some of the neighborhoods, it's the same skunks that might be bothering some of the same people, like within a block of each other, fingers crossed. So we might be able to take care of some of the areas and less trapping than people are calling for. Like we have had, for instance, like 8 requests on Cayuga Street, West Cayuga Street, things like that. So we're hoping if, they travel a little ways, so we can get skunks on one end and maybe make it a little bit easier on the trapper. But we're completely overwhelmed with requests, and we just can't handle them all.
Thank you. This is a citywide problem, and I'm sure somebody wants to chime in.
Well, it's, thank you for bringing this proposal forward. Councilor Cordino and I contacted Animal Control to set, to arrange for this and to bring this forward. So I appreciate putting the time and effort to bring this proposal forward. I happened to be involved in a Facebook conversation that was, just a couple of folks, and I said, yeah, let me put in a request to Animal Control to see what we can do with the skunks, and that's probably turned into over 100 comments by the time we were done. And so this is truly a city-wide issue. Appreciate the efforts that you've made to date. It's just one of those things that I think we need to bring extra folks on board to help folks out with the skunk issue, other issues as well related to it. I know there's families taking up resident shacks and some other things. You see them out there, so I appreciate everybody's support with this. I think all of our residents would see them.
Any other comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Item number 8. Ryan Chetney, Youth Bureau's Executive Director, is requesting the Common Council approve a transfer of funds from in the General Fund Contingent Account A.1990.0460 to the Youth Contracts Account A.7310.0440 in the amount of $1,000 to fund the Art Association of Oswego Art for Youth program. Mr. Chetney?
And I am going to quickly pass the microphone over to the Art Association who's here tonight. I believe they've prepared a slideshow for you. In a nutshell, they've had a great successful program running this summer. I don't want to take anything away. We've put a mini grant into their program. We certainly couldn't, through our Youth Bureau budget, fund them at the time for everything they do. They've had a great turnout as far as I've been told, and I'll let you take it.
Hi, thanks, councilors. I'm Bill DeMott. While it might be overkill, I just put together a quick PowerPoint, so just wanted to show you a little bit about what we do at the Art Association, which of course is housed in Building 30 at the Fort, which is provided by the city. We try to do the best that we can with that facility, so we could just, every 5 seconds or so, let's just go through this pretty quickly. So our Art for Youth program is a free summer program, although at times we do charge a registration fee of $10, but we have, quite a few people who come every summer, sometimes up to 100 youths that come through our program. We usually teach printmaking, drawing, painting, and then we also have a ceramics facility that's just been renovated downstairs. We teach three-dimensional design, too. So we try to be fun and educational, both. We serve a lot of different age groups, especially in our older age group, 13 to 18. We tend to get a lot of participants from the YMCA respite program and from migrant BOCES, and so we really try to work with underserved populations as much as possible. Our budget's about 60% for instructors, 30% for assistants, about 10% for materials. We did a 2-week program for about $2,500. Now we really only have time to do the second half of our program as a 1-week thing, but there's half the kids who were there last year didn't get a chance to come this year because our funding was less, so we're just hoping to be able to get some help with that, and we really appreciate Youth Bureau support in the past. We'll just let that run through. Thank you.
Are there any questions from the council? Yes.
I just want to make a comment. I just want to go back real quick. I was over at Fort Ontario, and I had stumbled upon the Art for Youth program. Really nice enough to give me a tour and one of the assistants there. And I was really impressed by the art program. State-of-the-art pottery facility with brand new kiln. They had students working, teachers, assistants, at all levels, like drawing, painting. I was just really impressed by it. When I found out that they had run out of funding for the summer, I come and talk to some counselors and I talked to Ryan. I just wanted to I really appreciate the opportunity. I think Ryan has the rest of the 24 hours to get this here. I really made it work with many of the counselors so they would support this. I just want to take every question.
Second.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
We have a add-on for tonight. I'm calling this number 9. Sudiri, City Assessor for the City of Oswego, is requesting approval for travel to attend the 2017 New York State Assessors Association Conference/Training to be held in Lake Placid, New York, from Sunday, October 1st through Wednesday, October 4th, 2017. Sudiri, would you like to comment?
Yes, as a New York State certified assessor, I am required to receive 14 hours of continuing education credits every year. So the conference in the fall will fulfill that obligation. And we do get reimbursed by the state. It varies from year to year. It used to be 100%. Now, it was 95%. I haven't seen the most recent percentage, but I'm believing it's between 90 and 95%.
Thank you. Any questions for Sudiri? Anybody else? Make a motion. Seeing none, can I have a motion?
Second.
Who's the first and who's the second?
Walker.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, I believe that was the last item for this committee. Are there any other comments or concerns or questions you want to bring up during this committee? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
And Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
It's time I'd like to call the Fiscal Services Committee meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Here.
Counselor Emmons?
Here.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Here.
Counselor Gozer?
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the July 17th, 2017 committee meeting?
Second.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Gozer?
Is there any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, moving on to new business. Item number 1, the Engineering Department requests use of public space on behalf of Ms. Janet Anderson, property owner of 40 West Cayuga Street, located in the 3rd Ward, for 8-foot by 14-foot landscaping and a new tree between the curb and sidewalk fronting West Cayuga Street. There's an attachment.
Yes, Counselor, thank you. I met Anderson this morning, took a quick glance at what she's looking to do. Looks like she's looking to do some landscaping and some other improvements between the sidewalk and the curb. I think it would beautify that corner. And
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion.
second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Gozer? Motion passes 4-0.
Item number 2, the Engineering Department requests use of public space on behalf of Mr. Robert Molinary, property owner of a single-family dwelling at 199.5 Liberty Street, located in the 5th Ward, for 11-foot by 25-foot for a new paved one-car parking area between the curb and sidewalk fronting Liberty Street and Islington. Councilor Gold.
Yeah, I met with Mr. Molinary and been to the planning board, and they had actually suggested this initially. We proposed to put a driveway in and come right up to the porch in front yard, very small yard. So actually, the planning board proposed that we put it in parks along the front of the public space. But Mr. Molinary quite approved of that, so I would just maybe like to see that.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick? Motion passes 4-0.
Item number 3, the Engineering Department requests use of public space on behalf of Mr. Thomas Pullen, owner of property at 126 East Seneca Street, located in the second ward, for an 18-foot by 66-foot to install a new 4-foot high wood fence between the sidewalk and property line fronting 126 through 128 East Seneca Street. And there's an attachment. Counsel.
I couldn't meet with the homeowner. I did check the property out. They want to put just a 4-foot high fence around the front area and up both sides.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
Second.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Item number 4, the Engineering Department requests use of public space on behalf of Mr. David Decare, owner of a single-family dwelling at 209 East Bridge Street, located in the second ward, for 8 1/2 foot by 18 foot for one new car parking between the sidewalk and property line, as well as the repair of existing apron between the curb and sidewalk fronting East Bridge Street. Counsel.
Unable to meet with the homeowner. I did meet with the neighbors who is sitting in the audience. I don't know if they care to speak at the moment, but I would recommend against it just because of the proximity of the house.
Questions or comments? Mr. Johnson.
I'd just like to say that there's an existing apron in front of this property, and he had to take part of it out in order to put a new water service in. And when he wants to replace the driveway, he wanted to extend it back, very typical of the driveway in the city, be between the sidewalk and the property line. It doesn't interfere with any public utilities, and it's very standard. But I do know that there's some bad blood in the neighborhood on this particular property. But in order to sell the house or move the house in any direction, as everybody knows, one off-street parking spot is very appropriate. And this can be done in a very standard fashion. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's a very standard request, and I have no issues with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Good evening. My name is Karen Johnson. I am the property owner with my husband of 207 East Bridge Street, the property next to Mr. Decare's. I have lived in my home on that block for 26 years. Prior to Mr. Decare owning the property, a very lovely, lovely woman by the name of Rose Clark owned the property, and we maintained her yard the same way our yard is maintained. When we mowed our grass, we mowed hers. When we fertilized hers, watered, you name it. I do not know, I apologize that I don't have all my exact dates. I was not made aware that this item was even being put on the agenda until I was visited by my alderman the later part of this morning. So my apologies that I don't have all the exact dates in front of me. I believe Mr. Decare has owned the property since about 2007, 2008. We have had a number of issues relative to care of the property. We've had a number of circumstances where we've called code enforcement. We have tried to be good neighbors to Mr. Decare, just like we have been to everyone else on the block. I don't know how long y'all have been here in the city, but if you remember back in the days when the Pal Times used to do their Good Neighbor Award, there he is. We mow, we plow, we take care of everybody on the block. That's what we do. Mr. Decare has currently got his house on the market with a real estate agent's sign in front of it. That happened last week. Roughly a week and a half ago, I called code enforcement again, begging for their help because there's an infestation of bugs in a tree that is in between Mr. Decare's house and our house. The bugs are all over his home. The bugs have invaded my home. This has been going on for a number of years. I babysit my 20-month-old granddaughter. The bugs crawl on my granddaughter. They have bit her while she is in her bed, or pinched her if you would prefer, because some people will maintain that the bugs do not bite. So when I called code enforcement again, roughly 2 weeks ago. They went out and spoke to Mr. DeCare about that. The bugs and this tree on his property were brought to the attention of code enforcement back in last October, and nothing was done about it. This is a systematic pattern where nothing is done with the property except what has to be done to the property. Alderman Emmons has some photographs that I provided that go back to 2011 and 2012 of issues with the property with it not being mowed, trees being overgrown on the front of it. The request for a driveway at this point, basically what's happened is this property is in such disrepair that the value of my home has depreciated. The availability of my being able to sell my property with the condition of that house next door to me has not, it's not going to happen. You're not going to want to move into a house with this next door to you. Where Mr. DeCare is requesting the driveway, yes, there is a curb cut. Again, we've owned our house for 26 years. There has never been a driveway there as long as we have lived there. I can provide you with a copy of the original listing from when we bought our house, and you will see there is not a driveway there. That does not mean that way back someone used that driveway as a gravel or that area as a gravel driveway. That may be, but there is not a driveway there. There's just not. In measuring the distance between the houses, I do not believe that by the law set out, the zoning code set out by the city of Oswego, that there is enough property for Mr. DeCare to put that driveway there. The noise that would come from having a car that close, Mr. DeCare's daughter previously lived there, and when the doors to the cars were shut when they were parking on the lawn, it literally rattles the windows. It's that tight. It's a 33-foot wide lot. The driveway apron that needs to be repaired, Mr. DeCare replaced the water line at his home roughly a week before we did ours. Ours was done on June 23rd. My lawn is leveled, seeded, there's grass growing. Mr. DeCare still has a pile of dirt sitting in his front yard and half of a driveway apron missing. So anybody could fall in there. It's city property. It's very, very scary. Richard almost fell in there one day mowing the lawn as you're going back and forth, mowing your strip in front of your house, and you turn with your lawnmower and step back. He almost stepped into the hole. I could go on and tell you about issues that we've had with the property. We've tried. We've really, really tried. You don't want to move into a neighborhood or have someone else come in and have an antagonistic relationship with them. And unfortunately, that's where we are. In terms of the house being able to be sold without a driveway, Mr. DeCare bought it without a driveway. Down the street on 12th, there is my apologies, 11th Street, there is a cutout by Fitchie Park School that was put in many, many years ago for homes on our block or in our area that did not have driveways. That's an available spot for anyone who buys the home to use. Beyond that, I'd like to speak to the council at a later date about ongoing issues as far as what folks like us do when you have situations that cannot be rectified. People should not have to live for this many years asking for help and not being able to get issues like this resolved. Thank you very much.
Any other questions or comments?
I appreciate your comments. The only thing I would add is Mr. DeCare wants to sell his home. I think there's a lot more things he could do to make his property up to snuff besides putting in a driveway. Seeing the property this morning, it's in pretty bad shape, I would argue. And I think these folks have put up with quite a bit. It may be the code, but we don't have to allow folks using public space every time. And I think there's something to be said for being good neighbors, keeping your properties up. If you want help from your neighbors, I think you have to be a good neighbor in order to receive that help. And I think Mr. DeCare seemingly has fallen short. So I will be opposing the use of public space tonight.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion. Second.
Councilor Van Buren.
No.
Councilor Emmons.
No.
Councilor McLaughlin.
No.
Councilor Gozick. Motion passes 0-4.
Again, item number 5, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. received a request from Stephen Joya of Joya Insurance Agency for use of public space in the road closure for a business opening block party Saturday, September 9th, 2017, from 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. from East First Street between East Bridge Street, Route 104, and East Cayuga Street. Anyone here to speak to that?
Yep, I'm Steve Joya. Just wanted to say that this wouldn't have been needed if the parking lot next to me and the owners were a little bit more friendly. Is that the best way to put that? I can answer questions. Basically, I've talked to every business in the area. Shane's on board. We're going to have an event over there at Steamers. Chris Batchelor on the corner. They're all good with it. All of the businesses inside the parking lot who are now, since we can't use the parking lot, they're still on board with like I said, it's just not just my grand opening. Yeah, I'm going to have a ribbon cutting. It's going to take 2 minutes. We have live music. Burritts is providing some vehicles. They're going to bring down some cars. We have a Corvette Club coming. The YMCA they're doing a kids program there. We have a number of other businesses that are going to be on display. Basically, any of my friends that have small businesses, I've opened up my office to them and my area. So literally, like I said, it's going to be a 2-minute ribbon cutting, and the rest is going to be a block party, basically.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Counselor Gozick, second. Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Evans?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick? Motion passes 4-0.
On item number 6, Kevin Caracoli, City Attorney, states the Oswego Speedway is requesting partial closure of East Albany Street for the weekend of the 2017 International Classic. The road closure would pattern the closure approved for Super Dirt Week 2016. The request is for a partial closure of East Albany Street between Sitting Line Road and Champlain Drive, September 3rd, 2017. Mayor Barlow and Councilor Walker both support the proposal. Is there any questions or comments? Council?
Yeah, thank you. This should have been done years ago. The way I look at it, you got handicap parking right across the street, and young kids, families walking across the street, people driving down there, sometimes kind of fast. So I think this would be a great idea. Keep the fans and all the people up there safe.
Any other questions or comments?
I'll make a motion.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
On item number 7, Justin Rudgick, Community Development Director, received a request from Susan McCrary for a block party at West 5th Street between Lake Street and West Van Buren Street for August 19th, 2017, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. The event is requesting a road closure. Is anyone here to speak to that? Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
Make a motion.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
On item number 8, Justin Rudgick, Community Development Director, received a request from John Fitzgibbons to host a block party at East Mohawk Street between East 7th and East 8th Streets. The event is requesting a road. Is anyone here to speak to that event? Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
Second.
Who's second? McLaughlin? Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Emmons?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
On item number 9, Justin Rudgick, Community Development Director, received a request from the Oswego Pride Committee regarding the Oswego Pride Parade and Festival for September 16th, 2017, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're requesting use of the veteran stage, Oswego Riverwalk West, road closures, and a waiver from the noise ordinance and vendor fees if applicable. The parade would begin at Brightback Park on Lake Street and turn on to West 1st Street, ending at the Flexo Wire site, and is requesting the appropriate road closures for safety. Anyone here to speak to that event? Pretty common what they're requesting. Passed. Take a motion.
Make a motion.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Number 10, Justin Rudgick, Community Development Director, received a request from Michael Lavner with the Oswego YMCA regarding the Skate the Banks event to be held on Saturday, August 19, 2017, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at West 2nd Street in the Pathfinder parking lot. They are requesting a partial road closure on West 2nd Street in proximity of the Pathfinder Bank parking. Anyone here to speak to that event? Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
Make a motion.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Item number 11, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. received a request from Lee Walker for use of public space in West Park for a movie in the park tonight on August 14, 2017. Mr. Walker will be attending the movie. Councilor Evans, want to say something before we get started?
Just to let the public know, I'll be recusing myself from voting, accepting letting the conflict.
Thank you very much, Nelson. Mr. Walker, go ahead.
Lee Walker, 131 West Albany Street. Every year I try to do something for the community, especially for kids. For the last 10 or 15 years, we always gave kids that went to Layton School snow cones at the end of the last day of school, while my youngest child attended Layton School. And even years after he left Layton School, we still did the snow cones. You can only guess where the snow cones came from. And it was a good time, but my kids grew older. So the last 3 years, I've sponsored a race at the Speedway, Christmas in July, for the kids. And I wanted to do something a little different because a lot of the kids, don't go to the track. So at West Park, I wanted to have a movie night. And it's, I believe, the 21st with a rain date, I believe, the following week after. So it's free for everybody to attend. And there'll be a kids' movie being played, and there'll be concessions there, and there's going to be a small, like little zoo turtles and some small pets and stuff, almost like they're doing on East Park. So it was something I wanted to do for the kids. And
what dates did you say? Because the communication says the August 14th.
No, July. I'm sorry. Wow, August 21st. Did I say July?
August 20th.
August 20. It's a Monday.
Right, with a rain
Today's the
date.
7th, so
What was
with
the
the
rain
rain
date?
date, I believe. Don't hold me to the exact date, but I believe a week after.
I got to hold you to the exact date, though. No, it's fine. You can take time to get it to us for
Yeah.
the resolution, but we'll just make it for a week. Any of this go through you? Did you need anything from the events committee? Good with all this? All right, I'm good then. Is there any? Yes. Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
Make a motion.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Abstain.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you.
Is there any other business to come before this committee? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Counselor McLaughlin, or Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0. Oh, yeah. Watch, nothing got recorded.